Krakatawa!
So Guilty Gear Strive still has two characters we don't know who they are left in the season. And I'm thinking one of the characters is gonna be Sir Bloodedge from the new Damon and Baby game. That's what I've been thinking, right? Because the way they're kind of trying to do it, right, connecting the worlds together. In the end of Blaze Blue, right, both Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue stories are kind of over now. The end of Blaze Blue, Ragna erases himself from his game because this keeps looping over and over again. He keeps ending up becoming a monster who destroys the world, and they have to like come together and save the world. And he's part of the people who helps them fight and do all this stuff. But it ends. It's like a terrible loop for him. For him, he's had to destroy the world so many times because it keeps ending up him going back in time as a monster and then destroying the world, and then the hero group comes together, and then he ends up fighting and saving people from all the stuff happening, right? And then he ends up becoming a monster and then going back. It's a loop. And if at the end he escapes the loop in Calamity Trigger with Noel, but he ends up still turning it like he's about to turn into the monster again. He's like, no, this shit is. I have to stop doing this. Like this shit has to be over. He's the type of this shit has gotten old type of guy. He's like, even if I'm the one who has to be sacrificed for it, I'm not gonna let this stuff happen again. As racist himself, but he doesn't get erased. He just goes back into a different like dimension, right? He gets sent somewhere else, and he doesn't completely get erased. He's erased from everyone's minds. He's erased from that world, but he still comes back as something else. I think that's a cool concept, right? I like seeing Ragna again. It's kind of tough. Doesn't have any memories from the other world, right? But I want to see how this Ragna is like, right? He's like Ragna. They call him the Bloodedge, Sir Bloodedge. Doesn't remember his full name, maybe. I just want to see like how he looks, like talks, like how his attacks are gonna be like in game, because he doesn't have like a warrior sealing a warrior sealing a colossal demon with interdimensional abstraction strength. So maybe he doesn't have the blaze move anymore, but maybe his sword is. I want to see. Honestly, how does this Ragnar fight like? How does this guy actually moving like, right? Like you can't really see anything from Damon and Baby because it's the way the game is like, I think. But I want to see how this character like he still has a sword, but of course, like what I was saying, he doesn't have the blaze blue and it's like all the little corruption from it, bro. And his sword is a regular sword. So how would he even be fighting right? I love his, of course, regular sword that's like a scythe. That stuff is so cool. But what does he do when he doesn't have the weapon on him? Because of course, even with his memory loss, he's still gonna be moving like how he was moving like before. Right? He's still gonna know how to fight. I feel like he still couldn't have forgotten how all his attacks work like. How is his energy like now? Does he still have that same energy? Look at the corruption from before. And I was going through it, bro. Lost his arm. Look, I was going through it, bro. But and of course the regular Ragnar looks cool. It looks cooler. But I just want to see how is this character moving like, right? That's what I really want to see. There's a part in the game I didn't play Damon and Baby. I didn't play Damon and Baby, so I don't know I don't know what's going on with it. But he's like, he's gonna teach you how to fight. He's a teacher, right? I think it's really cool for Ragnar to be, I'm gonna teach you how to fight. This guy knows how to fight. He's been doing it for a long time. But I don't think we actually get to see him like doing the stuff he does, since he's like this is just like RPG stuff. I don't know how Damon and Baby is like. So I probably shouldn't have like pretend, bro. But I this is really cool when I saw it. Right, being the teacher, I'm gonna teach you how to do stuff. But I want to see more from this character. That's why I like. It's like okay, they're trying to do it as a tie-in, right? Try to do it as a tie-in. To kind of like this is a huge explanation, like so good, bruh. I go do some of the stuff. I'm not gonna read all of it, but yeah, Daisuke was saying for the interview that Blaze was complete and Guilty Gear is reaching 100% of his story completion, right? It's like now that both of them are basically done, now we can start doing some extra stuff, right? Blaze Blue done, we can kind of tie in Blaze Blue to Guilty Gear in some sort of way. Ragnar being the one who puts it together, because now that he erased himself from his game, he has to go somewhere, right? You can't just the law of matter, right? He can't just completely disappear. He went somewhere else, and the somewhere else he went is like the Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear universe are like, always like been tied together. They're really similar. Even the gameplay mechanics are so similar, but they're called different things. the backyard and what is it called? The boundary and Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue are just like a different dimension that things go to, and only like you have to have like special powers even exist in that dimension. If you change something in the dimension, it changes something in like the real world. All this stuff that happens kind of in both worlds. They have a bunch of time stuff going on in both Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear. All the stuff connected together, but we didn't really see the games connected together like that. Right? Never had anything like connected together. That's why I was hoping that Ragna's gonna be like the first DLC character or first DLC guest character. But if he comes in like the Bloodedge, I'd love to see how he's moving. Like, right? There's so much stuff he doesn't have now since he's gonna be different. Since he's a different, he's like a normal guy, but he's not really. He can't really never really be a normal guy because even if his amnesia, his signature weapon is gone. So he's like his signature weapon. Well, for this version of Ragna, I'm saying it's a normal sword. He carries in Damon and Baby isn't since Orca says with sword like weapons, but you'll never. But you never know. I want to see that way he's describing it. Right, we don't know for sure. It's like, dude, we don't know for sure what he's actually moving like, bro. This is annoying, bro. I want to see how this character is like if we don't get to see the full potential in Damon of Baby. It's not the type of game you see the full potential from. Don't really know what his voice lines are like because the only problem for me, right, is like I know he lost his memory, of course. He's not gonna be saying and doing a lot of stuff he was doing before because he doesn't know the stuff he was doing before. But this version of Ragnar the Bloodedge, Sir Bloodedge, he just looks like kind of a nice guy. He looks kind of like the proper guy. I hope they don't do that where it's like this guy is like a completely different character. Because Ragnar's kind of an asshole, right? He's kind of like I don't really take this type of shit type of guy, right? So I hope this is like he still looks kind of grumpy, so maybe he is still like the this is bullshit type of guy, right? I hope they don't like completely change his character. He still acts like that because that's like that cool part of Ragnar, like the way he acts, like he just too much. He puts up with too much BS, so he's like just does not care and says whatever he wants to say, and he gets stuff. He will go get stuff done when he never needs to get stuff done, right? I hope he's still moving like that. Just like I can't remember what I was doing before, but he's still like that kick-ass guy he was from before. And get to see how he fights like now that he doesn't have the same weapons and Blaze Blue we had before. But that's also one of the things like the Blaze Blue activation, even though it was like anti back in the day, like back in the day, 666 Blaze Blue activate. Like that shit is so fire. I don't know. I'd love to see him do it like in Guilty Gear, but he doesn't have the Blaze Blue anymore. His arm is normal. So the only thing that's he still has his eyes going on. So maybe there's something he could do with it. Maybe his sword has something going on with it that. But I don't see it, man. I think that'd be a great choice for a DLC season. I know people want to see like Ragna instead, but I think it'd be a lot of interesting things they could do with this version of Ragna we haven't seen before. Like there's so much stuff we don't know what's going on with since it's completely new. We finally get this like where did Ragnar go afterwards? I look back at like some forum, right? They've been asking this question for years, right? Like what happened to Ragnar after he erased himself? Is he gone? Right? They didn't know, but now we get to see him. We gotta see more. We gotta see more, man. This is what I'm hoping for. Eater. So for Eater, winter or spring, right? It could be anything. They showed two. I feel like there has to be a reason they didn't show the other two. Because if it was just like a returning character, they could have showed it off. These two are returning characters. Would they both be guest characters? I don't know, right? But I'm hoping maybe Winter will get Sir Bloodedge, and then Spring will get regular Ragnar or something. Nah, but I'm hoping somewhere in Season Pass 5 we're getting I keep calling him Ragnar. I should have said Sir Bloodedge a lot more times, right? It's not Ragnar anymore. He doesn't remember Ragnar. Probably doesn't remember that part of his name. But I hope we get Sir Bloodedge in one of these parts. And I guess for another character, if I had to like, go for another character, I hope Gabriel, since it's going to be like a new character, is one of these characters. Because I feel like if Gabriel, I said this a lot of times, right? If he's a grappler, we could definitely use like a fast grappler. That's like one of the archetypes we don't have. We have for BlazBlue they had Bullet, but we don't have any fast grappler in Guilty Gear, right? So I think we don't even have like another grappler, which is kind of crazy, right? Unless you count like May, which I don't really count May. She's a power character. She has a command grab, but I don't really count her as a grappler. But that'd be like the only character who can really get close, who gets that kind of comes close to it, I would say, I guess. But yeah, that's all. Let's see who ends up being the last two we don't know of. Summer is right now, so it's definitely for the new showcase. I'm like, it'd be kind of crazy if it didn't show off Kai. Uh, JM has been out for a while now, so and this is like it's definitely summer. So yeah, definitely let's see RoboCop. Maybe we'll see who the next character is, but winter's a far away, so I shouldn't say maybe. We'll see, right? But that's what I was kind of thinking about. I want to talk about Sir Bloodedge. I just want to see him. I want to see more of him because people, of course, we love Ragna, right? But I want to see this Ragna we didn't get to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see him.